Hello and welcome to the Pirate King Plays Genshin Impact. Been a while with this one, folks. I've been playing a lot off stream, and I'm gonna have to tell you all the things I've been up to before we move on. As we have today, we'll be starting, I believe, on a story quest before we go to the new Archon quest that popped up. Just because I think there is a bit of a time limit. I don't remember how much. Oh, 11 days, that's fine. But that's our story quest we'll be doing. New character, as you can see, who happens to be former main chef at the place in Fontaine. Hotel de Boer, that's it. There was an event quest, actually I can show you that here too. This Whirling Waltz that I have completed, as you can see by the check marks. Which had to do with a Natlin artifact smuggling operation in Fontaine, and at the same time building and operating an amusement park. Which honestly was pretty cool. And as you can see by all the max levels there, I have finished. At cycle 28. I can keep doing it each cycle and keep earning things, but I don't think I can do anything with that. I don't know if the revenue we get from this actually adds to our own more account. But everything's at max, so I've already gotten the reward from that. I finished that yesterday, actually. Oh, now, we're currently in Natlan, but that is not where any of the story quests are going to be. To show you what else has been going on, here was the newest area. I believe we... Oh man, I don't know if we streamed any of this. There was kind of a same sort of limited time reward for a story quest for the, not story, the area quest, the Collective of Plenty quest here. You know what? I'm just going to jump over here to at least show you the town in the Collective of Plenty. Yep, these fucking bullfighting. They're all about fitness and whatnot here at the Collective of Plenty, and that includes eating well, and they're of plenty because they have plenty of food. Look at this shit. And they're in the side of a volcano. It's honestly really fucking cool. This is Varessa's farm over here. Varessa being the new character they introduced for the area quest. And I will say, there we go. The other quest here, the one that had to do with our little Saurian friend, brought us inside the volcano, which didn't really look all that volcanic. It was an ancient dragon city that was kind of left to nothing. The, where are you? Ancient Sacred Mountain. Look at this. Let's zoom out. Actually, no. This! Then there's you and you, which is where the final bit of it was. So, yeah. I don't know why there's this whole bit of map over here. There's nothing on that level. There's nothing here. Like, these go all the way out here. That's not even on the map. It's just visual stuff. It is really cool, though. Where would be a good place to show you this? This was an elevator down to this level. Yeah, nah, fuck it. We don't need to show you this. It's cool, but it ended down here with our little Saurian friend who I named Gojira. Literally getting to decide the fate of the entirety of Natland and perhaps the world, being converted to phlogiston and turning into like digital life forms. I decided against it, but apparently if you decide for it, it doesn't matter. You go back, you see everyone die and then go back to the decision. So it was really interesting, and I loved all the cutscenes with it. It was great, but I do kind of wish I'd streamed it. I didn't want to wait. I've cleared the entire area. All the chests, everything. Now, if we go to our new story quest, that is not what I selected. That is. So we have the main quest here, back in Mondstadt of all places. But Escoffier, let's get her quest. Shaped by Fame. Yeah, she appeared in the there it is. The Chevalmoran Film Fantasyland theme park. She's the chef over there at the restaurant. Apparently, they refer to as the former main chef of the Hotel de Boer, which is where we're about to go. So maybe her story quest happened before the event?
Is that Navia over there? Oh, it's been a while. Let's go say hi.
It's not been a while. She was also partly in charge of the theme park.
Hey, Navia, what you up to? Shh.
Undercover, despite not changing my clothes at all. Secrecy.
Get lost, Monica! I don't want to see you back here until you're ready to wake up and start doing things properly! Right now, you're a disgrace to my kitchen and to the Hotel de Boer name!
It was an accident.
I'm sorry, did you hear me asking for excuses?
No, I'll do better, I promise.
Why is she so aggressive? She won't even listen to what the poor girl has to say. Oh,
Paimon, don't interrupt.
Wait! Huh? Who do you think you are telling me? Wait a sec. Navia? Huh. So, you're bringing backup now. Suit yourself! You're still wasting your time!
Paimon, you idiot.
Savannah, is this how you always treat your staff?
My staff is right. I'm the one in charge here now. And last time I checked, the Hotel de Boer doesn't take orders from the Spina di Rosula.
Of course. How you run your kitchen is none of our business. But when a member of your staff is so overworked he becomes gravely ill, that most definitely is our business. We're going to stand up for him, whether you like it or not.
Overworked? I've said it before and I'll say it again. If Fermon can't handle the job, then tough luck. There are plenty of other capable people I can hire instead.
But Philmont can do the job, he just...
Monica, back inside, now!
Huh?
Just do as you're told, and not another word
Used to
out
skip
of you.
ahead a bit.
Come on, we have work to do.
Wow, I don't like you.
Wow,
They chose one of the
what a
stock
horrible
pretty
person.
faces, but I don't like you.
Sorry. Looks like I've dragged you into some drama again.
No, that was Paimon's fault. But who was that?
Her name is Savannah. She's the new head chef at Hotel de Boer. Ever since she took the job, she's been enforcing a brutal work regime and putting a huge amount of pressure on her staff. One guy was so overworked, he collapsed from illness. He's been bedridden for days, and he can barely even talk properly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I don't deserve to be a chef.
At his family's request, the Spina di Rosula is trying to mediate on his behalf. We're not exactly making a ton of progress, as you saw. Savannah is adamant that Vermont's exhaustion and illness have nothing to do with her or how she's been running her kitchen. She's refusing to have any kind of meaningful dialogue with us. Our next thought was to talk to the other chefs at the restaurant and get a better idea of their working conditions. But with Savannah watching them like a hawk, no one has been willing to open up. And that's why I'm here, doing it the old-fashioned way. Camping out, watching, and waiting for an opportunity.
So you were waiting for Savannah to leave, and then you were going to approach Monica?
Oh, shoot! It all makes sense now. Sorry. Paimon should have thunk before she spoke. Did Paimon ruin everything?
A bit.
Oh, no, not at all, Paimon. Honestly, the way she was laying into Monica, someone had to step in. I'm sure I would have piped up if you hadn't. And besides, I don't really think I'm built for espionage.
Especially since you don't change your clothes at all, and you're a main character, so you stand out amongst the crowds. Either way, Savannah's seen you now, so you probably won't get another chance.
Yeah, meaning it's gonna be all the more difficult to get the inside scoop now. Oh, I might as well head back to the Fleuve Cendre then. We'll need to come up with a whole new game plan.
Paimon will join you, cause this is kinda all Paimon's fault.
Then I'll join too.
Guys, it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. That said, if you were planning to visit the Fleuve Cendre anyway, let me take you out for a meal. I'll make sure it's a proper feast. A really famous chef just joined the Spina di Rosula's tavern. Her name is...
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to apologize for the scene you witnessed just now. We shouldn't subject our customers to that. This is a small token from us. It's some candy from Monica. She asked me to make sure it was delivered into your hands.
Please tell me there's
Monica's
a note
the one
inside the
apologizing?
candy.
Huh. Clearly Savannah is the one who owes an apology.
Our head chef has been a little highly strung lately. Sorry for everything.
Paimon, don't make things more difficult for her. Thank you for the gift.
Alright. Since there's candy, Paimon will drop it. Not the candy.
Thank you for understanding. We'll make sure to pass your feedback on to Miss Savannah.
No, unless your feedback is going to
A
be the
little
truth, which
highly
is
strung, huh?
it's horrible. Looks like with Savannah in the kitchen, even the waiting staff are on edge.
Paimon doesn't get it. How did someone like her even become head chef?
Well, according to Fermat's family, she hasn't always been like this. But that's a story for another time. Let's try this candy.
Yes. Never underestimate Navi's affinity for sweets.
Oh, Paimon totally gets it. Come on, dig in! Huh? Hold on, there's something written on the wrapper. Find Escoffier.
Pressured above all. Started.
Escoffier? Could this mean...
Huh? You know that name, Navia?
Yeah. Let's stick to the plan and go back to the Fleuve Cendre for now. That's where we'll find Escoffier anyway.
She's the chef I was just talking about. Not there. Here.
So, who is this Escoffier, anyway?
Well, for starters, she used to be the head chef at the Hotel de Boer, before Savannah. She recreated the legendary Gâteau de Boer and restored the restaurant back to its former glory. Safe to say, she's the most renowned head chef in the Hotel de Boer's history, after the culinary genius Modeste himself.
Gâteau de Boer? That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell a few slices a day, right? Wow. Why the heck would she let Savannah take her place?
Well, apparently, the Hotel de Boer was reported for a safety incident. Someone claims that the kitchen was adding an illegal substance to their menu. But none of the chefs had any idea how it could have gotten into the food. In the end, Escoffier decided that as head chef, she should take responsibility. And she was sent to the Fortress of Meripede.
The Fortress of Meripede?
Okay. Oh, don't be so dramatic. It was probably just a formality. We got sent there just for eating someone else's cake.
Well, you're right. The quantity of the substance they found was fairly minimal. Even the guards believed the whole thing was probably just an accident. Escoffier didn't have to stay in the fortress for long, but still, by the time she returned, the role of head chef had already passed to Savannah.
So that's what happened. Paimon still thinks it's really unfair.
Even though Escoffier is no longer head chef at the hotel, she's still well respected by the staff. So, I'm guessing what Monica wants is for us to convince Escoffier to try and negotiate with Savannah on the staff's behalf.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Monica wants Escoffier to come back and kick Savannah out. It's simple. If the new head chef is stressing everyone out, then the solution is just get the old one back.
Well, about that.
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove. You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom. What do you say, Hilaire?
I'm
The
sorry,
child.
Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
As you can see, Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
How has the Hotel de Boer made it this far? I'm lost for words.
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out. Don't be fooled by the aroma when the water first starts to boil. Got it?
Yes, Chef.
Then go
Yes,
back
chef,
and
of
do it
course.
again. The customers are still waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat the same mistake twice.
She's harsh but fair.
Yes, Chef.
Uses it harsh but uses it as a teaching opportunity instead of kicking someone out.
Excuse us, we're...
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy. I'm afraid you have to join the line.
Oh, no, we're not here to eat.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm afraid the wait will be even longer.
It's hard to talk to Escoffier when she's in the zone. Let's take a seat. We can catch up while we wait.
If you ordered food, it might have been a bit quicker. Also, you could taste her food. Really just sitting here at a blank table?
Looks like the rush hour is finally over. Is it always this busy here?
These days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as temporary head chef.
She didn't want to go back to Hotel de Boer.
Well, in her words, the Hotel de Boer doesn't need her anymore. It doesn't look like she's got any plans to go back.
I guess I'll be heading off then.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Oh, thank you, Chef.
For what? Like I said, I just don't want them going to waste. Oh, and tell Fiamma to get well soon, so you're not running yourself ragged every single shift.
She's
Fiamma.
Tsundere.
That's the second time we've heard that name. Who is that again?
He's the chef that fell ill from stress. Hilaire is his son. And with Mom stuck at home taking care of Dad, he decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows their situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Hey, I heard that, Navia. I've told you before, no one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen, and I can't serve his failed dishes, so he might as well take them home.
Yeah, failed dishes that just so happen to be nutritionally complete every single time.
You can admit it.
So you two must be
Oh,
the
shit.
world-famous traveler and his companion, Paimon. Yes?
Celestia
Is there
Rain,
something
thank you
I
for the
can help
follow.
you with?
Welcome to the crew.
Oh, so you know us already. We'll skip the introduction then. We're here to talk about Savannah.
Oh, and now that I moved my windows around, I can see that you said to whisper. I assume that's what that is. Oh, no, that's something else entirely. Sorry. Notifications are right next to each other. I was confused. But yeah, thought you were one of those people. Thank you for the follow. Since Hilaire is working for you, you must be aware of the situation with Savannah.
Oh, I certainly am. The Spina's headquarters are right next to the tavern. And I've lost count of the number of times Navi has come to pester me about it.
The notification was apparently since there was a new Genshin drop, streaming it gets me rewards after a certain time, so that's gonna keep popping up.
But I don't work for the Hotel de Boer anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't give me the right to interfere with that business. Besides,
How to
I'm
change
the
that?
one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first place.
What?
What?
Well, she was a much gentler person back then. A little timid, even. She wasn't at all confident that she was the right fit for the role.
Maybe she knew she'd turn into a monster.
That's hard to believe. Are we definitely talking about the same Savannah here?
Honestly, I do wonder if she's just emulating me. I mean, I'm not the most pleasant head chef to be around either.
She's self-aware.
Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her job wrong without coming across like a huge hypocrite. Fiamar and the others probably think that Savannah gets it all from me.
Not
I wouldn't
quite.
be so sure about that, Escoffier. Look at this note we got from Monica.
Hey there! Oh, you give Monica's candy
She
wrappers.
mentioned
Okay.
me.
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still trusts you. As for the others, well, how can you know what they think unless you ask them?
Monica.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell. We're only in the initial phase of our investigation. All we're trying to do is get the other chefs to open up to us.
And it's not like you can walk in there without being recognized immediately. None of the characters here can ever go into disguise because we only have 1 or 2 outfits. Streaming's going great, Celestia.
Monica.
We,
Oh, Monica.
finished, for the most part, Assassin's Creed Shadows yesterday, and now we're streaming some of the new Genshin content before moving on to a new game. We'll be going back to Shadows once it updates next, because it kept crashing on me at the very end, and that's a known bug that's supposed to be fixed.
Escoffier?
I can't believe her. Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied sparingly. Look at all that on the wrapper. It's thicker than the sole of my shoe. Unbelievable. I won't stand for this. She has to learn. Come on,
Well, that's a
we're
new
going.
walk cycle.
Wait,
Also,
so now she's,
well, whatever the reason she came up with, at least she's convinced herself to go have a conversation. She's just being tsundere.
Let's go catch up to her. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Are you going to make me move there? Or, we just going there? Nope, gonna make me move there. Which is hilarious. Whenever I stream this game, it is pretty much just cutscene after cutscene. Don't worry, this game does have gameplay. Just not the parts I usually stream. I've been streaming this game since I started.
She looks like... Is that a Escoffier?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Who are you apologizing to?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up, I don't think I would have noticed.
But please, you have to forgive me or...
Nope, I'm
What
not
the heck?
not letting that happen. No.
Get up, Monica. Can't you see that you're just making your customer feel more awkward?
Escoffier?
If you want forgiveness, then do what any self-respecting chef would do. Make the dish again. And this time, get it right. You cannot go begging your customers to feel sorry for you.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake. But if I can't go back into the kitchen, I can't do the dish over.
that's some backwards logic. How can you fix your mistake without being allowed to cook? If this is what Fermat had to put up with, then no wonder he had a breakdown.
We apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared out of nowhere and started apologizing. Gave me a bit of a fright, to be honest.
Oh, that's even worse.
Well,
She was forced to
it's
come out here and
because
apologize.
Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw me out of the kitchen.
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here. I gotta say, you're all looking a little worse for wear these days.
Which is why
I
we're
mean,
here.
Escoffier was strict too, but I think the difference is that her criticism was more constructive. So
And she's standing right here.
You knew what you did wrong and how to improve, and we all knew that it came from a good place. Chef Escoffier was hard on us because she truly wanted us to reach her level. But these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to wake up, get your head in the game, or just do it again.
Celestia, no, I would not like to see. And don't you fucking dare advertise in anyone else's stream. Do not, I repeat, do not advertise your services in anyone's fucking chat. Apologize, and I might not ban you. Every fucking time with this bullshit.
And it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had started working again in the Fleuve Cendre.
Monica, you don't need to call me chef.
Put an
I'm
accent
not
on
the
that,
boss
huh?
here anymore.
Yeah, but through no fault of your own. What happened back then, that wasn't on you, and all of us know that. That banquet was a huge event, and so many staff were involved every step of the way. With so many moving parts, there's no way of knowing how that Lumiline ended up in the food we served.
Lumiline? What's that?
I was about to say.
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute, produced from an extract of the Lumitoile. Apparently it sharpens the senses, so they used it to treat people with impaired responses to stimuli.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
Oh.
They found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer since it stimulates the taste buds. Makes things pretty addictive.
Oh.
They also found that overuse can have mood-altering effects, and even lead to nerve damage. So it quickly ended up on the guard's list of controlled substances. Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive had already made it to the market by the time the guards banned it from the restaurant industry.
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients by mistake. But you took all the blame. We all know why. You just didn't want to see this turn into a place where tensions are constantly running high, because everyone's suspicious of each other all the time. And now look at you, a fry chef in the Fleuve Cendre.
What are you trying to say? Sure, the Spina's Tavern is no Hotel de Boer, but come on. It's not that bad, is it?
Oh, the Fleuve Cendre, you say? Great. That's where I'm dining from now on.
Monica, I'm very happy with my current job. And there's no changing the past. We just have to let bygones be bygones. Besides, at the end of the day, I was the head chef, regardless of whose mistake it was. Ultimately, the responsibility lay with me.
If only Savannah was half the boss you were. I'm sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as head chef?
Yes.
No. So, you do remember who's boss? Escoffier? I thought you'd left this place for good. What are you doing back here?
What happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this? When I turned this place over to you,
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do my job.
Not quite.
You're not the boss here anymore. So stop acting like you own the place.
She wasn't.
Whoa. Sounds like someone has a chip on her shoulder.
Maybe we should give them some space, is what we're gonna say, but no. We gotta step in and put this person in her place. Holy shit.
Oh, Savannah!
Oh, hello.
My God, have you grown a temper since I last saw you? Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills, or are you still using the Pluie Lotus as an off-brand marcotte, thinking no one can tell the difference?
That's none of your business!
Oh, it is.
What happened to not storming in and raising hell?
Well, Escoffier didn't start it.
Oh, I was not expecting to see something this spicy as soon as Escoffier returned.
They actually have someone with a French accent in the French-inspired region. That's a first.
Huh? Fan Asian?
Aye, miladies. Might I make
The
a
boss.
humble suggestion?
Right, he did.
Given that we have ourselves a tete-a-tete between chefs at the Hôtel de Bord, I dare say it would be de rigueur to settle this the traditional way.
The traditional way? That can only mean one thing.
Sounds like we're in for a history lesson.
That's right. I'm talking, of course, about the tradition established by Modeste himself. The cooking contest!
I knew it.
According to legend, the founders of Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all of their disputes. Everything from petty arguments over next week's menu to disagreements over the strategic direction of the restaurant. The cooking contest would decide who had the final say.
Huh. It sounds like they had a lot of free time on their hands.
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. But in fact, the cooking contest played an enormous role in motivating chefs to hone their skills, reaching new heights of excellence in the culinary arts. And indeed, the reintroduction of this institution in recent years has surely been instrumental in transforming the Hôtel de Bord into the top-ranking restaurant in Fontaine.
Reintroduction? Someone brought it back? Who?
Who do you think?
What say you, Escoffier? Surely you of all people won't back down from this challenge.
Thought
It was
so.
you who put the rule in place, after all.
Thought so. There's your answer, Paimon.
Sure, I reinstated it, but I'm not a chef at Hotel de Boer anymore. Isn't this bending the rules a little?
I see no issue as long as both sides agree to the terms. We could simply treat it as an exhibition of sorts. Savannah, any objections?
Exhibition. Huh. No. If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line. If I lose, it's up to you what happens to me.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Board to me.
What? The Codex de Boer?
The Codex de Boer? What is that?
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains all his secret recipes, including Gâteau de Boer. It's the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary world, and only the present and former head chefs of the Hotel de Boer have the right to read it.
Present and former? Wait, but that already includes Savannah, though.
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own copy, don't you?
Don't take me for a fool. You know perfectly well what I mean. I want your copy, the original version, the one you took with you when you left us.
I'm sorry, I must be missing something. You know, there's no difference between the original and the copy, right? They contain the exact same recipes.
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose
How
to
was
me?
that changing the
Or are you
topic?
scared of me getting my hands on the original codex?
Savannah, you may remember that we gave her the original as a parting gift, to thank Escoffier for her years of service. Asking for it back feels a little,
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue, as long as both sides agree to the terms. Those were your words, weren't they?
What is
And as
wrong
for the
with this
contest
person?
itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the codex. Well, Escoffier, you against me. Are you in or out?
You sound surprisingly confident. All right then, let's see how much you've actually grown. I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this long is how to chew people's heads off.
Believe me, I'll show you.
You're gonna end up
Escoffier?
using that drug.
Are you sure this is a good idea? You accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine. Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendres so I can get prepping.
When will Lenny and Lunette do another show?
I do apologize. This whole ordeal reflects rather poorly on us.
Wait, aren't you the boss? Can't you rein Savannah in a little?
I'm afraid it's not quite that simple. The Hôtel de Bord runs as more of a partnership, you see. It was founded by two friends, Modeste and Savelli, and it's been that way ever since. So, while I am technically Savannah's boss, it's not really my place to interfere with the business of the kitchen. To be perfectly honest with you, that's part of the reason why I suggested a cooking contest. If Escoffier wins, it would be the perfect opportunity for her to talk some sense into Savannah. Or, of course, if she wanted to return, then... But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Whatever the outcome, this contest will hopefully serve as a turning point for us. Please, pass on my best wishes to Escoffier. I must say, Savannah surprised me with her confidence. Does she really believe she can best Escoffier in the kitchen? I thought she was just blowing off steam when she first raised the idea to me.
Hey there, Mary Holly. Stream's been going good. I already had to ban someone for advertising in the chat. So, that was fun. But yeah, no, we've been going through Escoffier's story quest here in Genshin Impact. Where she's about to put a right asshole in her place.
So, this whole bake-off thing kind of came out of nowhere. Was it really sensible to just go along with it?
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back. But we chefs always express ourselves in our cooking. So if she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what's really going on with her.
Huh? Holding back? Sure didn't sound that way to Paimon.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same way. Always closed off, never letting you know what she really thinks.
That's patently false, at least where your macarons are concerned. I've been nothing but truthful with you about the disgraceful amount of sugar you use.
Escoffier's voice actor definitely has an accent, but is trying to tone it down. You can hear her holding it back. It's very interesting.
Okay, that's one case where you can keep your thoughts to yourself.
So, anyway, what's this Codex de Boer she's so obsessed with?
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe book as a diary of Modest's adventures. Back in the day, he and his good friend Zavelli explored far and wide, partly adventuring, partly looking for new ingredients and developing new recipes. Their creations had an enormous influence on the course of Fontaine cuisine, turning it into a much more vibrant and diverse scene. For instance, legend has it that the original Gâteau de Boer was made using a special secret ingredient that Modeste discovered on one of his
Did they put a wine
adventures.
bottle in the cake?
So rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. But everyone who tried it claimed that it was one of the
That
most
would be
blissful
2
and
cakes.
invigorating things they had ever tasted. Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hotel de Boer, which catapulted them to stardom in Fontaine's culinary world. Especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius, and over time, the recipes from his adventure log became known as the Codex de Boer.
Ah, Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex, the Hotel de Boer took its rightful place as the finest restaurant in the land, serving those recipes for centuries to come. Something like that?
What? No, of course not. Cooking is a constantly evolving art form. How could any restaurant survive if they only served food that was popular last century? Anyway,
fair enough.
never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even 10 years after their rise to fame. Then, Modeste passed away while he was still in his prime.
You have played the game, but you didn't understand the story. See, that's not quite as easy to explain at this point in time. There have been a lot of different stories. There's been, well, kind of one overarching story, but mostly just a main story per region, per country you go to. And they keep releasing new countries. They have a max. They've just been releasing it piece by piece. And the stories have been changing a lot. But the main thing that started the story of this game is first you pick to play either as the brother or the sister, and whichever one you play becomes the traveler. The game starts, I think they're fighting pretty much, what are they? A god of gods, pretty much. I don't remember what they call them. The divine principles or something like that. They lose, they crash land down into this world of Teyvat and are separated. As we find out over the course of the game, they're not separated by distance but by time. I picked the brother, so the sister ended up like 500 years in the past. And is kind of leading this evil organization known as the Abyss. But the whole plot starts off, we're trying to find our sister. And we end up in this place called Mondstadt, and we decide that, all right, we're going to go to each of the countries and meet with their Archon, who is pretty much their god, each with a different element, but it's treated differently in each country. And kind of meet with them and figure out if they can help us find our sister and what they might know about the divine principles. That's the simplest way to explain it. But the game has been going on for years now. I think like 5 years. And we keep going to new countries. There's Mondstadt, Liyue, Inazuma, Sumeru, Fontaine, and most recently Natlan. And I believe there's only one other that we haven't gone to yet, which would be Ice one. What do they call it? Snezhnaya. Kind of Russian inspired. Each one is vaguely inspired by some part of the world. So we've met the Archon from each of these countries. And there's a whole thing with the Archon's source of power being stolen by the Archon of Snezhnaya, which has been treated differently in each country as well. But a lot of what we end up seeing is though there are the big stories, the Archon quests, there's also story quests which focus on a character, like this one. There are world quests, none of which are voiced, most of which are really small things. Though sometimes you have like a story world quest where it's a big storyline. I recently completed one of those in Natlan, which usually end in big cutscenes but are also not voiced, so I didn't usually stream them. I've been playing this game for a very long time now. I wasn't here at the beginning, but I made it up to current. I think this will be streamed like 140 something. Yeah, okay, let's get back to it. That was the explanation.
The end of the Hotel de Boer's heyday. It fell into decline, and for most of its history, it was just a nondescript place with a couple of cheap tables. It's only in recent decades that it started recovering. Even then, it still took numerous relocations and changes of management before we finally ended up with Vanigem and the restaurant we have today.
Oh! So the Codex really isn't all that, then. Paimon figured it was like one of those mystical books they have in Liyue's martial arts novels, where the main character learns all their secret powers from.
Yes, well, that's fiction, and this is reality. You can't meet the tastes of modern diners by following some ancient recipes from a dusty old book.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Boer they sell now is actually Escoffier's reimagination.
Wait, really? Why though? Didn't that recipe make it into the Codex?
It did, but like I said, it's the dusty old book now, and the records aren't as legible as they once were. Not to mention that there's no way of finding the secret ingredient Modest wrote about. So, reimagination is right. I consulted some historical records and took what I could from the Codex.
Oh wow, her accent's really coming out.
Ultimately, the Gâteau de Boer of today is my own recipe. As for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day, well, you've got Venegem's business sense to thank for that.
Oh. Huh. Well, that kind of takes all the mystique out of it.
Hey now, it might not be the original Gâteau de Bourg, but it's still the most delicious cake in Fontaine today. And who knows, maybe Escoffier's version is more suited to your palate. Just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're imagining it to be, there's no way the recipe would have been lost to history, right? Not to mention that the Hotel de Bourg never would have fallen into a slump.
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the recipes from the Codex, including my own improved versions, and turned them over to Savannah.
So why is she so interested in the original copy? Could it be a symbolic thing? Like, whoever holds the original Codex de Bourg is the true head chef?
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Meanwhile, Savannah only got a copy. Maybe from her point of view, it's like management doesn't truly see her as being worthy of the role.
How she's acting? No.
You think so?
She's not.
The only thing is, it was her suggestion to gift me the original in the first place. Well, a joint decision by her and Venegem. But still.
What? Huh. Guess she's had a major change of heart since she became head chef. Yeesh.
Yeah, no, she seems to have gone insane.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. Better to just let our Gâteau do the talking.
What does that mean exactly?
It means vesting her in this bake-off, and then getting her to explain herself, even if I have to beat it out of her with a spatula.
Ah. Oh, that's interesting. If you look at the pile of fruit on the table over there, there's 3 different fruit there. The apple's on the bottom. I forget the name of the one in the center, and the orange is on top. And the one in the center goes from red to orange. So they literally made it a kind of a natural... Oh, I forgot the word. Yep, forgot the word. Oh well. You don't mince words.
However much she's changed since we worked together, I believe that she still has her chef's pride. And if she respects the art, she'll respect the outcome of our contest.
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get justice for Froment. All you need to do now is win the contest. But that should be a breeze for you.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de Bourg is very complicated to make. Usually, it takes 3 chefs working in tandem to cover everything. Now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself. But I'd prefer to play it safe if I can find a couple of assistants in time.
Hello, we're right here.
Oh, that's easy. The 3 of us are veterans in the kitchen. You just need to pick 2 of us.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook, as well as a warrior. But be warned, I will hold you to exceptionally high standards. Think you're up to the task?
Bring it on.
Oh, count me in too. I've spent weeks perfecting my macarons after your scathing review. Even if it means competing against the Traveler, so be it. I'll show you what I'm made of.
Confident. I like it. Alright, let's start with some elementary mise en place. Show me your knife skills.
Yeah, she does not have a French accent. Oh, we got a mini game. Hell yeah. Show Escoffier your knife skills. Use normal attacks to cut the fruit. It seems she will collect the slices and process them into some sublime substance.
I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh.
What?
Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward
Not really
in
a
the end.
minigame, just
You
a
made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. I'll be using this
wait.
cold press to extract flavor compounds from the ingredients.
It's a cold press.
A kind of special food processor I got the Fontaine Research Institute to make for me. It uses cold temperature extraction to isolate the essence of cooking ingredients, which can then be used to flavor dishes more precisely. But this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment, so that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me give you a demonstration instead.
Display your mastery with the cold press. Tap your elemental skill to accelerate the cold press's progress, and use normal attacks to do its work. Seems like the special substance extracted from the plants come in handy.
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Paimon's never used anything this weird before. Just cool!
And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our ingredients. I processed all the fruit you chopped up earlier.
Wow! Even the smell is so much more concentrated. What next? Do we add all this stuff in?
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavors. We have to go slowly and carefully to calibrate the exact flavor we want. I'll demonstrate again. Now, watch closely.
Learn at Escoffier's feet and master her precision cooking. The flavorings you got from her multifunctional food processor can adjust the flavor profile of the dish. Strike a balance between fruity flavors and floral flavors to adjust said flavor profile and make a delicious dish.
Slowly and...
Okay. There we go. Flavor balancing complete.
And voila! Now it's your turn.
Scoffier's guidance, everyone completes the flavoring process.
Not terrible. Considering this was everyone's first time blending flavor extracts, it could have been worse. But the Traveler's work was surprisingly good. Are you sure you've never done this before? You got almost perfect results on your first try.
I guess I just treated it like an adventurer's puzzle.
Oh, well, they do say adventurers are multi-talented folks. Now I've seen it firsthand. Alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something from the Hotel du Bois' current menu. I'll judge your submissions and give you a final score. That's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the finished product. It'll be good practice for the contest itself. Now get to it. Chop chop!
Submit dishes from Hotel de Boer.
How's it going? Have you picked a dish yet? Choose wisely. I expect you to present the most delicious thing on the menu.
Okay, so these are all the ones that count. Most delicious thing on the menu, you say? See if anything mentions the Hotel de Boer. Fontainian foie gras. Traditional dish of Fontaine. Now I think there was a new recipe I got at the hotel when I was doing like some shopping around the countries. If it's that, I haven't made it yet. Hold on, let me look this up. I want to give her the right. Normally, decisions don't matter in Genshin, but we'll see what happens. It doesn't actually matter, just has to be delicious. Obviously, it's going to be the macarons because we love a dessert here.
Look at that! With the grace of a snow-winged goose, as I like to say. Now, let the grating commence.
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or anything, but Paimon's a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to le food.
Le food.
6 points.
What? Oh, well, fair enough. Paimon doesn't cook all that often, so as long as it's a pass.
That's 6 out of 100.
Oh no.
What?
The fucking
You
smile.
say you're a connoisseur, but it's quite clear from this dish that you have far more experience consuming food than creating it. By that logic, I suppose you think listening to Lady Farina on repeat every day would make you an opera singer.
Ugh, me next. I'll have you know that this batch of macarons
Of course she
has
submitted
2 whole
macarons.
tablespoons less sugar than my previous ones.
So you went from 12 tablespoons to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar. 6 points.
Aw,
If I'd known what was actually going to be on the plate, I would have gone with that meal. It looks like the foie gras. Yikes, she's a harsh judge.
Now to the final dish.
So,
Either that or mine is the one under the
this is
cloche.
our last hope.
8 points.
darn. That's barely higher than what we got.
Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation. I have to give this one 8 points out of 10. Maybe even 9 points.
So 80 or 90 out of 100.
How did you pull that off?
It's all that practice from cooking for you, Paimon.
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement.
Always is.
But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can tell that you've put many hours of work into honing your skills in the kitchen. I can really taste the grace of the snow-winged goose in this dish. The
What?
traveler's journey, with
The
all
grace
its
of the what?
trials, tribulations, and setbacks. Not to mention the frustrations of having a picky eater for a partner.
Hey, you made that last part up. No way did you taste that.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square. I guess you'll be taking the Traveler as one of your assistants then?
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe Paimon and Navia should keep practicing and see how it goes?
Chef Escoffier.
Oh, we got the kid.
Oh, it's Hilaire. What brings you here?
I heard the news about the cooking contest. You're doing Gâteau de Bourg, right? I was just wondering if you needed any help.
And you think you're up to the task, do you?
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
Really? That'll have some weight.
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, Traveler, thank you all so much for everything you're doing for me and my family.
We haven't...
I've had
Oh,
enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd like to help you win this cooking contest.
Are you sure you're up to the task, Firmon?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Don't you worry. I'll be fine. I'm feeling much better now. I'm sorry. I know I've been rather useless these past few days, but not anymore. The fact is, I'm a fine chef, despite recent events. I've proven myself in the Hotel de Bourg kitchen, so if anyone's qualified to work under Chef Escoffier, it's me. I think. I mean, I hope so.
Firma, have you even set foot in a kitchen since leaving Hotel de Boer?
I have not. But I'm fully rested now. I know I can handle it. I'll prove it. Let me whip something up for you right now.
They really never improved the character animations for most people in this game. I can't seem to get down the
Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
turn and walk at the same time. You have to turn, pause, and then walk.
What do you call this, Firma?
Yeah, no, that's the trauma.
Can't seem to grip my knife.
Do it again! Again! Again!
I...
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen yesterday.
Dad, what's wrong?
I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then Will I never be able to work in a kitchen again?
Dad, talk to me. What happened?
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Correct.
Monica, when did you get here?
Yeah, why did she have question marks? We know that's Monica. And I didn't notice you arrive.
Probably because you were all concentrating so hard on your cooking. I didn't want to interrupt your flow. But anyway, Firma, I'm so sorry. If only I'd known how serious your situation was, I would have stood up for you sooner.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing every order, you were the only person who looked out for me.
Oh, come on. All I did was make you some tea. I doubt it was much help. Savannah was so ruthless toward you. I probably should have brought you something stronger.
She sounds like the worst. All right, another Savannah horror story. Let's hear it.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escaffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no matter what we make, she'll find
You're also
something
the
wrong
only
with
one
it.
who pronounces this location's
What is
name
this?
correctly.
It looks like a dog's been at it. In the trash now!
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
Every time you remake it, you just get another earful from her.
Either straighten yourself out or get out of my kitchen!
How has nobody
So
punched
now,
her in the face
It
yet?
seems like
Seriously.
just picking up a kitchen utensil gives me flashbacks of her yelling at me.
Oh, man. That must be awful.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
How can you give up so easily, Firma? You weren't a quitter when you were working for me. And even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dishes. That says to me that you still hadn't lost that determination to prove yourself. What changed?
Savannah.
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier and heavier as the shift went on. Each time I had to redo a dish, my heart sank a little further. Maybe Savannah was right. Maybe I am just hopeless at this.
Dad.
I see. Well, it sounds like there are some deep issues at work here. Ones that won't be resolved by merely seeking compensation. I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage you to approach Savannah and talk this out.
But what
She's
if
not
you
gonna
can't
listen.
find another assistant in time? Clearly, I'm in no state to help out.
You think being one person short will ruin my chances? Let's not forget, I taught you and her everything you know. Even if I had to go it alone, I would present the perfect gâteau.
Oh, well, Paimon and Nadia will still keep practicing, just in case.
And so will I.
Position.
Yeah! And if worse comes to worse, we can always get this
Monica's
Mia
about to
Durasula
volunteer.
put out an emergency call for chefs. There's gotta be someone.
Actually, I thought maybe I could help. That's sort of why I'm here.
What? Why didn't you say so?
She was about to.
I was going to, but then, well, this is the first chance I got.
You do this for us? Thank you so much, Monica.
I like that she actually gave an earnest answer to that. That always happens. The people keep talking, and then the person who wants to say something finally says it, and everyone's like, why didn't you say so earlier? And yeah, that's the right answer, which is, well, this was the first opportunity. Y'all kept talking.
Alright, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah? Joining the other side seems like a guaranteed way to put your future employment in jeopardy.
I know, but it's all right. I've made up my mind. With the way things are, I can't keep working for Savannah much longer anyway. Unless I want to become the next Fermat.
Oh yeah, thanks for that.
I'm done with sucking it up.
Ugh.
It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm sure she'll forgive me for this.
I hope you're right.
Well, Hyman didn't think we'd be poaching from Savannah's staff to get our third
I mean, you
person,
can put it that
but
way.
there you go. Anyway, Monica's a professional chef, so nothing could possibly go wrong now.
Oh, never say that out loud.
Then it's settled. And to congratulate you all on making the team, I propose a Spina-sponsored meal to celebrate.
Spina sponsored? Wait, you mean I'm cooking?
Oh, well, I promised the Traveler a feast in the Fleuve Cendre. And I know how much you've been looking forward to it.
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
I can help cook. It'll be good practice for the contest.
Alright, if you insist. Then prepare for some of the finest food of your life.
Is that actually a tail? Treats everyone to a spectacular feast. Okay, I'll read this in a second. I thought that was just part of her outfit. Is that actually a tail? She wouldn't be the first character with a tail, but normally they have like cat ears as well. Or something similar. But that's the only non-human feature. And it's like a devil tail. The fucking trident on the end. Somebody give me an explanation for that. Damn. Escoffier opted for a huge variety of dishes. Thankfully, both of us are skilled enough that even though it was our first time working together, we had a great rapport.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Wait, hold on. You need to finesse that further.
She dished out plenty of praise and taught me an awful lot, too. Time seemed to fly by.
That was a dream come true. Paimon never knew Fontanian cuisine could be this good.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I wish I could eat that all over again. It's not often that Escoffier goes all out like this. And it's all because of you, Traveler.
I don't care about the other two. Where are you?
I guess I'm finally on the right path.
There you are. The eyes of the main characters are always so detailed.
Why,
There's a
Savannah?
heart in there.
Why?
What are you up to?
Oh, nothing. I was just flicking through the original Codex de Boer. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't noticed before. That might explain why Savannah's so desperate to get her hands on it. But I can't find anything. It's just some hastily scribbled recipes in between diary entries from Modest's adventuring phase. And most of it's not even legible anymore. The copy I gave her not only has all the recipes in full, but even includes my own private tips and notes from years of experience. Surely that's infinitely more useful than this old thing.
For her, it's probably not about how useful it is, and more of an issue of head chef's pride.
Yeah, maybe. Still, it's just hard for me to imagine that the Savannah I knew would go to all this effort just to make a point.
I think she's British. That's probably what it is. She's trying to tone down her British accent. Were you two friends?
We were. At least I always thought we were. She was a little shy, but meticulous with everything and everyone she dealt with. She made a few mistakes here and there, but she was quick to correct them whenever they were pointed out. And she was always striving to improve as a chef. Those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause Fiamma and the other staff so much grief.
Sounds like you feel partly responsible?
Well, I mean to an extent, of course. I pushed hard for her to get the role. And the idea that she turned out like this because of me is difficult to come to terms with. I wonder if this is how Modeste felt back when he was writing the Codex.
Speaking of Modeste, didn't he have a falling out with someone as well?
Yes, with his good friend and co-founder of the Hotel de Boer, Savelli. The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Boer and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But his newfound fame slowly drove him and Savelli apart. Unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks at every turn. Doors that would swing wide open for Modeste would shut in Savelli's face. And with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions by his celebrity friends, he had less and less time to discuss the culinary arts with Savelli. People started gossiping about Savelli, and their relationship between the two gradually soured. Everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste, still in the prime of his life and still hailed as a genius, suddenly died from an acute illness. And that was it. They neither had a decisive split, nor got the chance to properly reconcile. Their story just came to an end. One rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy, even as the latter was hoping to make amends. Unlikely. It's a popular theory, but there's no real basis for it. At least there are no records of Savelli ever being convicted of a crime. Still, beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. All we can do is try to make sure the present doesn't quite go as badly. And that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her open like a nut.
Being on the team, there's no way we can lose. No, we'll go with this. With you on the team, there's no way we can lose.
You're right about that. Just follow my lead and victory will be ours.
Till the following day, and I'm going to assume it'll be at the Hotel de Boer. Go here. Will also mean we're outside for the time to pass. Oh, look at all the people who just appeared over there. It'll be an event. Oh, I was hoping it would go up into the air. It's been iffy about that lately.
It's cooking contest day! To the Hotel de Boer! Toot sweet!
Good sweet, and we just walk.
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking contest.
Wait, seriously? Escoffier in a cooking contest? Now that I've got to see.
I don't get it. Why would anyone in their right mind challenge her to a cooking contest?
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
Anyone else? No?
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the Hotel de Boer and to this most exciting of cooking contests.
Two main
Savannah,
characters on one
I
side.
brought the original copy of the Codex you asked for.
Monica?
In the interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted in a double-blind format. Once the dishes are complete, they will be sent to the back of the kitchen where they'll each receive a label. The labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed after the judges have sampled them and reached a final verdict. This is to ensure that no one will know which dish is made by which contestant.
As one of the judges, I promise to be fair and impartial.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to me. Getting a seat on the judging panel is a pretty sweet deal.
Didn't you just say
Both
then
contestants
you
have taken their
didn't have a very
positions?
good palate?
Then, without further ado, let the Hôtel de Bord cooking contest commence!
Right? Complete the objective using the minimum amount of flavorings to achieve a balanced flavor. I mean, that's what I just did in the testing part. So yeah. Make some gâteau de bord using Escoffier's patented precision cooking. You can start the flavoring process at the seasoning table and obtain flavorings from the cutting board and the cold press. Both flavoring types must be added in sufficient amounts to ensure richness of flavor. Add enough of both before aiming to balance the flavors out. And this dish is a wrap. Wait, enough of both? I thought I was supposed to use the minimum.
Monica, Traveler, it's go time. Let's do this.
Alphonse, Gaspar, get to work! Do not disappoint me.
Looks like our two head chefs are raring to go. Like an oven on full blast, this competition is quickly heating up.
That should be enough flavoring. Now hurry up and balance the flavors.
Okay. My ability's still going. I think I need 4 to balance it. We have a 5 and a 1. Which is exactly what we did last time. Flavor balancing complete. Uh-oh.
Come on, Escoffier! Come on, Traveler!
Layer 2.
A dash of Alphonse! What are you playing at? It's not how I taught you to do it! Stop horsing around and do...
Yeah, stop yelling. Okay, perfect. We got you. And we got
The
you.
balance of flavors is about right. But the quantity is too low.
Okay. 4 and 4. There we go. I didn't see the numbers over there until I was already balanced.
What do you think?
If I looked, I would have done it in exactly as much as I needed. Or at least tried to. Layer 3!
Escoffier is already on the final step of the recipe. Let's check on Savannah's progress.
We need 2 of each. There we go. Again, used a bit more than I wanted, but we made it work.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg.
Use your elemental burst to complete your work. Okay. Apparently ice is... Oh. Icing. Just gonna leave it at that. Looks like a great cake. If only I knew it was actually in it.
We were like a flock of snowing geese, completely in sync, working gracefully and elegantly together. Great work, team.
Total flavorings used 11. Time lapse 3:22. I don't know if that matters at all for a story quest.
Time's up! Contestants, please take your dishes to the back.
Huh. That guy was right. You really can't tell whose is whose just by
They only
looking
took the
at
top
them.
layer.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef who earned my recommendation for good reason. She wouldn't screw up something as elementary as the cake's appearance.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet. This is a masterclass in how to make Gâteau de Bourg.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10. Only because there's something about the flavor of the base. It's just a little different from the recipe I'm used to.
Huh? Really? I couldn't tell.
Told you, he said he had a layman's palate.
All right, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite and already this aroma is a delight to the senses.
Same
I have
dish.
a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau for the ages.
How exciting! I'm gonna dig in. I think maybe someone got a little carried away when they were adding the sugar.
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors too. This is all over the place. Who made this?
It appears the decision is unanimous. This gâteau is far below the standard we would expect.
And Paimon thought this might actually be close. Turns out she can't bake to save her life.
Maybe it's because of poor teamwork. She spent half the time just berating her staff.
Something's not right here. Savannah may not be perfect, but no way is she this sloppy.
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau has won this cooking contest. Now, all that remains is to turn the plate over and reveal the chef's name underneath.
What? It's Savannah?
No, that's impossible!
Anyone see what happened when they were,
Hey, Savannah!
in the double
he cheated,
blind?
didn't you? You cheater! What did you do? Oh, you swapped the plates, didn't you?
Oh, you added that drug we heard about earlier, didn't you?
Well, someone's a sore loser. These cakes went from the oven to the judge's table without me ever laying a finger on them. And everyone here can attest to that. It was Van Gem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. If you're looking to accuse someone, why don't you start with them? Isn't it more likely that Escoffier's lost her edge? Oh, or maybe her assistants let the team down.
You take that back!
Judges, we demand a rematch.
Monica?
That's enough. What's done is done. As head chef, or rather as team lead, I take responsibility for the dish I served. Whatever went wrong and however it happened, I should have spotted it. Savannah, I didn't think you'd stoop this low just to beat me in a bake-off. What happened to your chef's pride?
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you want the Codex de Boer that much, you can have it. Scoffier, no! But you must promise me that you'll apologize to Firma and compensate him for everything you put him through.
It's a little late to be negotiating terms. The contest is over and I won. That means you owe me the Codex, and I owe you nothing.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself? What I'm offering is to accept defeat without looking to expose what you've done.
She knows.
But only on the condition that you promise to stop putting so much pressure on your staff.
Fine. I'll treat this as your final handover of duties from one head chef to the next. So, will that be all, ex-head chef? Or is there any other unfinished business you'd like to leave in my hands?
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss, just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people anymore.
I know what I'm doing. I don't need your advice.
All right, fine. I'm glad to hear it.
Escoffier!
The Codex de Boer! Finally. Now, at long last, I will succeed.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah! The Codex is a souvenir of your time here! Doesn't that mean anything to you?
It's all right. It was just a bake-off, not the end of the world. I'm already over it. Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate Firma. That's mission accomplished for the Spina. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything, I'd have just done that in the first place. I mean, why bother with the whole cooking contest? It's such a waste of time and energy.
Escoffier. Privately, I'm sure she's devastated, but what's done is done.
No. No! This doesn't make any sense!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets, no nothing? I don't believe it! This can't be happening.
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Savannah?
Savannah passes out after reading through the original Codex.
It's nothing life-threatening. Just a lot of pent-up stress and exhaustion.
Oh, I knew it.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the rest of us, the person she puts the most pressure on is herself.
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the wee hours. But for her, it's every night. She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques and recipes, and only realize how long she's been at it when we come to work the following morning.
But why? Why would she do that?
Our best guess is, she doesn't want to be seen as less of a chef than Escoffier.
And there it is.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her anger out on the rest of you.
Yeah, and it's definitely no excuse for cheating in the cooking contest.
About that, we honestly have no idea how she did it. We were focused on our own work the whole time, like she asked.
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with labeling the cakes. I've already spoken to them both. They're at a loss to explain it too.
Not to worry. Come on, join me downstairs. I'll interrogate the guilty gâteau myself.
Go and interrogate the cake.
Well, how is it? Have you figured out what it was?
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate. I'd rather eat wet cement than this.
Is it really that bad? I made sure the taste tested before it was served.
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. Savannah never switched the plates. The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake base, which means someone tampered with it while it was being made. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I was forced into it.
Yep. She was planted
It was
on our
Chef
team.
Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Calm down, Monica. I've already accepted defeat. And if I wanted retribution, I would have brought this up when the results were announced. Whatever's going on with you, just spill the beans. There's no need to hide it.
I was the one who caused the food safety incident that one time.
Food safety? Wait, you mean the Lumaline incident? So you procured the contaminated ingredients?
I think so. Savannah and I were on procurement that day. I didn't check everything as well as I should have, and so I let contaminated ingredients make it into the kitchen. But I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue with them, and I didn't know it would end up with Escoffier going to jail. But the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as leverage to blackmail me with...
This is crazy! So Savannah pressured you into sabotaging Escoffier's cake by threatening to expose your secret if you didn't?
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I was so scared. The thought of Chef Escoffier finding out that I put her in jail, it made me freeze up with fear. I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously? All this fuss over a little slip-up?
Huh?
Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. I did my stint at the fortress, and now I'm out. And secondly, I had my own reasons for leaving the Hotel de Boer. This wasn't the only factor. So you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything like that. Any more than you need to add butter when you're pan-searing foie gras.
You mean... you forgive me?
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take responsibility for your mistakes. You should tell Vanagem to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find out exactly where those contaminated ingredients came from. Sure, you've made mistakes, but now's the time to fix them. Understood?
Understood.
Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the original codex would compel her to resort to blackmail?
I have my suspicions. Not that I've got any proof to back them up, though.
Ugh. What happened to me?
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left. They think our menu doesn't taste like it used to, especially our signature items.
You mean Gâteau de Boer?
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest too. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the flavor seems subtly different from how it used to be. But the difference was so small, I'm sure no one would notice it besides our most loyal customers and true dessert connoisseurs.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see why Savannah would get so hung up on it. So many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night, determined to match Escoffier's version. But something's always slightly off every time.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Never really gave it much thought, though.
Thinking back on it now, it's clear that Savannah's been in a downward spiral ever since Escoffier left.
She wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's shoes. That's gotta be the reason. But after countless setbacks, she's getting more and more unhinged. And at some point along the way, she switched from doubting herself to doubting Escoffier.
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
She thought the codex from Escoffier was a fake.
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on getting the original at any cost. She must have thought Escoffier purposely omitted key details from her recipes when she copied them out. Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine, the only one privy to all the secrets of the trade.
Oh, for goodness sake. What a stupid idea.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex only to discover that the secret recipes she's been pining for don't exist at all. Seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock to the system. It probably brought up everything at once. It overwhelmed her, and she passed out.
There's still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. If Savannah had the real recipe all along, How come it tasted different? She might not be on the same level as Escoffier, but surely after like 50 attempts, she'd get it right one of those times.
You'd think so, but geniuses like Escoffier are in a league of their own.
Or maybe the ingredients you've sourced changed, because that tends to happen. She's keeping the true recipe to herself.
New head chef, you say? What's her name? I don't think I've heard of her before.
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without Escoffier at the helm?
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Get your hands on the Codex, no matter what it takes.
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it, then you can do it. Even if you don't believe in yourself, at least believe in me. Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm gone, the restaurant is all yours.
So you let the Lumiline into the kitchen.
All this time, I've been blaming other people, but maybe I'm the problem.
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but I don't think she's ready to speak to anyone yet. Let's give her the day to calm down. I'm sure you'll have the chance to talk everything out tomorrow.
In that case, I'll go and update Vermont and his family. I wonder what he'll make of all this.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
Sure, let's go.
That was a long day. I think I've earned myself a sweet treat when I get back home.
Oh, nice! Macarons? Or are you gonna switch it up this time?
What is it, Escoffier?
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose?
Nothing at all. You're the only one I've ever heard mention it.
Every year, they migrate long distances in search of a suitable
Oh,
home.
it's that thing.
There's always one goose at the front whose job is to lead the flock. Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore the ideas about leadership and genius. They usually imagine someone who's a cut above the rest, a model of perfection. But what those poets don't know is that during a migration, the lead goose is always changing. Once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock and allows another goose to take its place. So the truth is that leadership, with all the responsibilities and pressures that come with it, it's something that everyone takes turns at. But we humans completely miss that fact when we project our own ideas about social hierarchies onto them.
Is this about you and Savannah?
I guess what I'm saying is, I don't buy into this notion that there's some sort of gulf between normal and genius. Cooking is a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, same recipe, and same environment, I see no reason why two different people shouldn't be able to create the exact same dish. Of course, some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people are just born bolder or more conscientious. But these are all variables that can be accounted for with time and practice. I'd have no reason to expect so much from others if I believed that perfection can only come from the hands of a genius. The only reason I hold people to high standards is because, well, I believe they're capable of greatness.
I don't know if you're right, but I think that's a great thing to believe in.
Okay, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna get to the bottom of why Savannah failed. And come tomorrow, I'll give her the scolding of her life, pointing out all the mistakes she's made along the way. Then she'll finally see the error of her ways.
Okay. Late until the following day at 5. That's early, okay. Anything else to say?
Thank you for your words of encouragement. I'm gonna head to the Hotel de Boer and spend the night investigating. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Genius? Calling someone a genius is just another way of saying I'm too lazy to figure out how I need to improve. It's a defeatist attitude and I won't stand for it.
Yeah, fuck it. It said 5 to 8, I think, so we'll go to 6. Oh, it was already this day. 5 to 7. Still 6 works.
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Van Gem isn't for a while.
I wanted to check on Escoffier.
Check on her? Why? What happened?
That, apparently.
Oh no. Escoffier, are you alright?
She's been cake testing.
I'm fine. Just need to get some more coffee in me.
You really did pull an all-nighter then.
Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all?
For now, you should get some rest.
Alright. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from Cafe Lutece, but either way, hurry!
Go to Cafe Lutece to buy coffee, optional. Submit a dish containing coffee beans. Well, the second one, we don't have to go anywhere.
Coffee.
Look at all these we have. Something containing coffee beans, it says. Delicious coffee Baravois. Crisp croissant combo. That's a breakfast. Tulumba. La lettre à folklore. Pour la justice. Wait, Farina's specialty. We can actually submit a specialty this time. I guess this would have been coffee that we would have gone to get. I'm tempted to do this, but we only have one. Increases max HP. Lettre folklore. I think it's supposed to be a tiramisu. But also I think this is Farina's version of it. Really? Yeah, it is. I want to see if this matters. Admittedly, this one, it's a croissant and a cup of coffee. I think iced coffee. I mean, this looks like a breakfast. We'll give her this.
Strong, bitter coffee beans, transformed through expert brewing and balanced perfectly with rich, creamy steam milk. Wonderful. I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler in Paimon.
Glad to hear it, but make sure to catch up on your sleep when you get the chance.
How goes the investigation?
I think I figured out where the problem lies. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Wait, what investigation? What are you guys talking about?
I'll save it for when everyone else gets here. It's so stupidly small, I can't believe it's caused so much drama.
And yet, look at this kitchen. Seems like you had your own share of failed experiments last night.
Yes, except my failures were stepping stones to success.
Escoffier, have you seen Savannah?
Huh? No, not since yesterday. Why? What's wrong?
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned about how she was doing. So, I dropped by her place early this morning to check on her, only to find an empty house with the doors wide open. I left Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hôtel de Bord. I'm worried something bad might have happened. If she's not here, then where could she be?
Boss, Escoffier, bad news.
They're back here now.
Alphonse? You're supposed to be keeping watch at Savannah's house.
We were, but then, just after you left, we found this stuff in her house.
Oh, looks like a map with a bunch of random places circled. What does it mean?
Wait a second. This feels familiar. I'm sure these places are all connected somehow. Of course, from the Codex. They're all places that Modeste explored on his adventures.
Modeste, founder of Hotel de Boer.
Yeah, but I don't understand. The adventure logs in the Codex are too fragmented to be of any use. How come this map shows all the missing details?
The Codex de Bord? Then, this place marked in red out at sea. Could that be the fabled birthplace of Gâteau de Bord?
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the original recipe and beating Escoffier that way? Geez, Savannah. Anything to overcome a gâteau plateau, huh?
Ugh,
Oof.
idiot! Does she have a death wish? Those ruins are thousands of years old.
I mean, we explore
Hold on.
ruins like that all the time.
There's more. Besides the map, we also found these letters.
It was you. You let the Lumiline through, didn't you? Okay, so, retrieve the real codex by any means necessary. Dawdling for. She was the one who concealed the secret of the recipe in the first place. Okay, this is weird.
It was you. You let the Lumaline through, didn't you? It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean that Savannah was responsible for the safety incident? And not Monica after all?
Retrieve the codex by any means necessary. So the cooking contest and the cheating. Someone else was behind her pulling the strings?
She's keeping the
why-
true recipe to herself.
Ugh, this is all such a mess. Paimon needs a second to process this. First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking contest. But now, it turns out that someone else forced Savannah to force Monica to cheat?
So did Savannah blackmail Monica? Or is it the other way around? Meanwhile, somewhere deep beneath the
You're
sea...
finally here. Of course. I should have put two and two together as soon as I read your threat letter. The food safety incident,
out
the
of her chef
demand
outfit.
for a cooking contest, the instruction to blackmail Monica, even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan, wasn't it, Monica?
Well, it's certainly a twist, but... honestly, I didn't see that coming. I'm willing to figure out...
Should be getting close to the
see
spot
why.
marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake.
Oh.
The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
Man, we haven't been swimming around in Fontaine in a while. Even in the event, we kind of barely did. home of feasts long forgotten. We're not in that land. Let's switch you back out for an
Let's go out
archer.
and play.
Except we're going to be playing as a Scoffier for the most part. Let's actually look at what she does. Of course, her special weapon is a spear that matches her tail. So it looks like she's using her tail to fight. Behold the true meaning of cooking! AoE cryo damage nearby opponents. Right. Fontanians have the whole Arche system. Here, Luisa, I think we have the other one for Traveler. Cookery mode? That's detailed, then I don't want to go through it. Yeah, fair enough. Gave us these before. When using the hold form of her elemental skill, she'll activate her all-spectrum multi-use cooking mech in its off-the-cuff cookery mode. Okay. That's just... So your passive thing actually only affects your own stuff this time around. Huh. Make everyone either hydro or cryo, it'll do a thing, but... No.
Know of any new orchestral
Of course her
pieces?
thing's
I like to swap out the background music in the kitchen once in a while. It's a great way to find new inspiration.
Puzzles!
This place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea of an adventure chef finding secret ingredients makes a whole lot more sense.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place. A public bath from the time of Remoria. So yeah, definitely the kind of place that would have served food and drinks.
Forget how much Remoria content is streamed.
Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? How did they get here?
Yo. Oh, they're gone now.
Aw, they ran off!
Guess they're not used to seeing humans. Let's head further in.
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocking the entrance.
Well, did Modeste mention it in his adventure logs by any chance? They must have gotten through somehow.
Good point. Yes, that's right. It's coming back to me now.
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus, and the path opened to us.
Okay.
We have to feed the blubber beasts? With what? There's nothing here besides rocks, romaritime flowers, and lumitoile. See, this is why you should always bring snacks. You never know when you're gonna need them. Now we have to head all the way back to shore and grab some.
Paimon, do you know how much food we have on us?
There's no time for that. Romaritime flowers and lumitoile will have to do. They may not look appetizing to us, but who knows? They could be blubber beast delicacies.
Wait, we're seriously gonna try this?
Obviously. Collect the flowers and lumitoile from the surrounding area. Oh, we get to make things. Oh, we get to do this again. Oh, I didn't need to get that much, but we do need more of the blue anyway. Complete dish make delivery 2. Okay. Five and 1. Oh, I guess we have to do this twice. Complete. I guess we brought this machine though.
Blubber beasts or not, are we sure this stuff is edible?
Trust me, they'll love it.
Pertinently, how do we actually feed it to them?
Oh, good question. If we try to put them in the pool, we'll probably just scare them off again, and who knows how long they'll be gone.
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them to double back. Oh, what was it that you said again?
Yeah, we saw in the flashback already, don't worry about it. It's an old style of conveyor belt. It scarfs down the food if you loves it.
Wow, it's really singing! It must taste better than Paimon thought!
One of those symbols goes yeah. It's like an old water version of a what's it called? Conveyor belt sushi place.
The tracks turned back again. Ugh, so annoying. Yeah.
We don't need to do any of the blue stuff, I think. Probably should have gotten some of it. There we go. Maybe they put a wall there. Go and watch it get delivered. That burp sounded very much like a thing.
Hey, it's open!
They put the chest all the way over here instead, so we can see the blubber beast swimming outside. No, I meant to do. I meant to combine all the stuff I'd collected recently today, but instead my app had to update and it took too long. But doesn't matter. I can do it another time. We're getting more stuff now anyway. Not like my actual equipment's going to change.
Hey, give me your water.
Here.
I said your water.
Sure.
All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally paying off. Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden, but I also get to boss you around like my little lapdog. Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any more blast tunneling, I want to know where to lay the explosives. Did you not hear me? Get going.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear, if I'd known what you were planning, I'd never...
Don't be so self-righteous. Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. That's why you lapped up everything I told you. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way her reputation hung over you. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain, that she deliberately hid her secret recipes from you just to hold you back. It was the only excuse you needed to justify getting back at her. First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and my ancestor. He offered Modeste his friendship only to murder him out of vanity. He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I even found this place. You have no idea the countless hours I spent piecing it all together. So you see, you're no better than Savelli. If you can't beat him, betray him, right?
I am no Savelli, nor will I ever be.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you finally realized that Escoffier never kept any secrets from you? You didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the cooking contest. Why start now? You have no right to redemption.
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness. But I am done being bullied into submission by you!
Ooh, feisty. But you should watch your tone. Talking to me like that could get you in big trouble.
I somehow doubt that. Since I poisoned both our water bottles.
What?
Ever since I learned the truth. I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now this is payback!
But you drank it too.
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica!
You.
What's so funny?
Oh, you're too much. I thought I'd play along for a bit just to amuse myself. You gave a very rousing performance. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these bottles, just clean, fresh water.
No.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, you know? Did you really think your half-baked plot would fool me?
What would be the point
You're a
of
lousy
lying
chef,
about
and you make a lousy villain, too. A complete waste of space. No wonder you never amounted to anything.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now,
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You got a good laugh out of me. But now the show's over. You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me. But you had your chance, and now it's time to say goodbye.
Stop right there!
Let her go, Monica! We've got you surrounded!
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little longer.
You can't!
Stay back if you want her alive! Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat, but if you so much as flinch, I can end Savannah's life in a heartbeat.
Monica, what are you hoping to achieve by this? You're about to commit murder, and for what? A recipe?
A recipe? You chefs are all blinded by your myopic focus on kitchen affairs. Well, some of us actually have bigger fish to fry. Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius, the je ne sais quoi factor in his Gâteau de Bourg, and it's right here in these ruins.
Are you serious? You're here because of a Gâteau de Bourg obsession? You've gone completely mad!
I couldn't care less about the cake itself. No, the real treasure is the secret ingredient that Modeste sourced from these ruins. He and Savelli were fools. A priceless treasure of Remoria in the palms of their hands, And they thought, ooh, this would go great in our cake mix. We're talking about a powerful stimulant that also sharpens the senses. That's no cooking ingredient. It's a groundbreaking drug. That's right, I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war machine. I could make a killing by selling it to the treasure hoarders or the Fatui.
Will you listen to yourself? You're completely delusional.
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure. You'll see what a fool you've been.
Wait, what's that sound?
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's lucky the whole place didn't collapse.
Seems like she escaped from the commotion. Let's find another route and go after her.
Uh-oh, Savannah's gone too!
Of course.
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because she knows that she's no match for you.
Well, there's one piece of good news. At least Savannah's safe for now.
That's true. Even if she finds the treasure, she'll need Savannah alive if she wants to get out of here in one piece.
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another
Missed
route.
the line there.
The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads
of course.
somewhere.
There we go. Boom. The remote bomb power.
They were probably awakened by the explosion just now. Alright, Knife Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping.
Okay, so we break past the armor with her ice powers. Probably not dealing quite as much as we could, but
A little amuse-bouche. Yeah.
I'll protect us.
and we can also freeze him in place as well as heal. Following the exalted Harmost order, and in accordance with our Sebastus's most sacred, most benevolent temper, we establish here as condolences for the naturalized barbarian soldiers, savages they may have been, but they were also warriors. With this secret treasure granted graciously, the warriors' bodily desires are satisfied, that they might fight on with hundredfold bravery. Here, another cooking minigame.
Another door? Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests.
Yeah. Use this too often. Oh dear. There we go. Yeah, we know. We know how this works. Clumps over.
It seems to really like the texture of Rome maritime flowers.
How do you know it's the texture it likes?
Off to the freezer.
Hey, I thought I activated you. Motherfucker. We do have to connect them first. I thought I would have to do it while it was moving so it would time it right. Wait, what?
An inspired melange. Huh. A dash of frosting. Yeah.
Let the show begin.
Cha. Ha. Yeah. Za. Yeah. Ha. Za.
Did it not? Okay, it worked.
I never knew you could process Lumitwol like that. All right, I've got to jot this down.
What does that even mean?
Lumitwols and maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about? Let's dance.
Always play as the guest character. I've been trying to pull her. Haven't worked yet, but I did get Navia. Should this one. It's definitely a dead end. I meant to point that out of him. Stuff up here is Scoffier and Navia, and I actually got Navia. So working on Scoffier. I don't normally go for the second option, but when it's someone I don't have yet, and it's an older one.
That's strange. These don't look Grimoirian to me. More like last century Fontaine.
They don't look that worn either. They've been left by previous adventurers.
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh? Oh, Modeste and Savelli, do you think they camped here?
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They adventured together, but maybe one of them came back alone at a later date.
Rummage around. Maybe left a journal or something.
Huh, you really think so?
We're
Trust our
adventurers.
adventurers'
Yeah.
instincts. We're pros at this stuff, just like you're a pro in the kitchen.
Well, I'm a pro at least.
Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's definitely a pro rummager from all those treasure chests.
And bingo, found it.
Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her rummaging skills!
What?
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes when I'm cooking as well, but I thought that was just me.
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's been years since I've last visited these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed in millennia. Sadly, up above, on dry land, everything has changed. The treasure of Remoria. That's what we used to call it. Modeste was right about its potential. It turned Gateau de Boer into a national sensation. Our limited stock of the substance meant that the Gateau could only be produced on a small scale. But this only drove up the popularity all the more. Modeste was right about that too. He predicted all of it. He was praised as a genius, while I, as the one person who'd ever disagreed with him, was labeled a talentless fool. Modeste tried his best to console me, but I knew better than anyone just how great the gulf was between us. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own. Why invite further disdain by inserting myself where I did not belong? I told myself that maybe one day, when I finally created a masterpiece of my own, I'd be able to face him without shame. Or maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind me, I'd be able to ask him with a smile on my face, how about we go on one more adventure, for old time's sake? Unfortunately, that day will never come.
So it was Savelli. From the sounds of it, he came back after Modeste had already died.
I always thought it was just a legend. But if it's true, then this must be the place where they found their secret ingredient, the birthplace of Gateau de Boer.
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste? If it's all true, maybe Savelli really did have something to do with it.
Let's keep reading.
The taste of Gateau de Boer has changed. Modeste was convinced of this, even though everyone swore they couldn't tell. Being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest flaw in his work. He stopped all sales of the product, locked himself away in the kitchen, and worked day and night, vowing to find out where he had gone wrong. But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, he found he only strayed further and further from the original taste. It was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness that the truth finally dawned on him. What had changed was not the Gateau, but his sense of taste. The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included, and invigorates the spirit. In the short term, it offers people the ultimate gourmet experience, but in the long term, it dulls their senses entirely. In hindsight, it made perfect sense. After all, why would a culture that sought liberation from the constraints of their bodies care for the loss of their senses? But we realized it too late. We were just too late. Over the course of his many culinary experiments, Modeste exhausted the remaining supply of the treasure of Remoria. He consumed it all himself. The finest culinary talent of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything ever again. Finally, in despair, he took his own life. And because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort, or even to say goodbye. Yet despite everything, he sent me his final letter.
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something. It really was a kind of drug.
So
Sounds like
Modeste
Lumeline.
chose to end his own life. Then why all the rumors that Savelli murdered him? Also, neither the Codex nor any other contemporary records make any mention of the treasure of Remoria. It's almost as if someone deliberately erased it from history.
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. His was a tale of how even a genius could fail, and how much more devastating it is when it happens. Did he hope I would gain some personal catharsis from knowing the truth? Or maybe he wished for me to warn the public about the dangers of Gateau de Bourg, proving that I had been right all along. But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall from grace would be swift and merciless. 1 minute a genius, the next a joke. It would surely spell the end for his restaurant too. What would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the history books. I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to protect his name. It will mean tampering with his notes to remove the damning details, leaving mere fragments of our story behind. It may lead his family to suspect me of having a hand in his demise.
Yeah?
But if that's the price of destroying all evidence of my crimes, then so be it. I would rather the world believe a tale of genius and jealousy than see his reputation in tatters. The final loose end is the evidence here, at the bottom of the sea.
Oh no. We've got to stop Monica.
Huh? What's wrong? Didn't we say Savannah should be safe for now?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened to the treasure, there's no telling what she might do.
There's also this. The barbarians who are gradually losing part of... There's no cause for worry. The desire to break free from forms of flesh and blood is also the first step to guiding them toward accepting civilization. Yeah, that just confirms what I said. Feels like final room.
The treasure of Remoria. I have found you at last. Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. Some fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have held on to them for generations. But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving the codex, and with it the last piece of the puzzle, I may never have found this place.
There was something in
there?
there?
But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp. The treasure of Remoria is mine!
Good voice acting.
It's empty.
Did you not read the other thing?
Empty? Monica? Oh, we were seconds too late.
Escoffier? What's the deal with that jar?
Savelli's final act! He wanted to conceal the secret of the treasure forevermore and make sure it would never harm anyone again. So he came here after his friend's death and destroyed every last shred that remained.
This can't be happening. All the years I spent piecing together the truth, all my painstaking planning, all that for an empty jar?
Monica, don't do anything stupid. This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Yep. This thing looked like...
To Lord Remus. You barbarian shall be slain.
Things never spoke before. At least not voiced. Oh, she dead now?
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else. Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems out.
Get her special move, please.
The audacity!
I'll protect us.
A dash of...
There we go. Like, wait, no, bring out the Hydro. We gotta freeze him. It's better that way.
Why is this place still shaking?
Maybe it's because of the fighting, or maybe Monica was too trigger happy with her explosives?
Either way, it's all her fault.
And she's dead now.
Chit-chat. Let's get out of here, Traveler Escoffier, come on!
Someone grab Savannah, she's probably
I'm
still
coming.
alive. Gun?
Oh, no, you don't.
You're
if
alive?
I can't get what I want, neither will any of you. I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it.
Man, they really can't time these right for English. Ah! Yep.
Savannah?
Broke the rest of the thing over her
When
head.
did you wake up?
I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Hey, we need to go. We're out of time.
Traveler? Okay, let's go!
We're just gonna leave Monica here. That's okay. Usually get a more detailed scene, but this is still pretty good. It might not be the last scene either.
Escoffier! Savannah!
How did we tell you we'd be here?
Traveler and Paimon!
Venejem, what are you all doing here?
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the restaurant and sit on our merry derrieres? While the Traveler and Escoffier were out here risking their lives?
We had to do something. Even though that something ended up being, well, waiting for you here instead.
I don't deserve any of you. It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Then I couldn't live up to her standards. I acted like a tyrant in the kitchen. And now I almost got myself killed. Come
And
back,
us.
Escoffier. Come and be our head chef again. I'll never be able to replace you.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left, it just went in one ear and out the other?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head at the time. All I could think about was the Lumiline situation. What was it you said again?
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job because of you. And you're not nearly as awful a chef as you think. If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
Escoffier's right. Sure, you nitpick our work and get us to do things over a lot. But when it comes down to it, you're the one who's always doing whatever it takes to make sure the customers get served on time, every time.
Also,
Things
she's
were
been an
pretty rough
asshole to
after
you
Escoffier
guys.
left.
Did y'all forget
And
that?
Savannah's the only reason we've been able to make it through.
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. But the fact is, they keep coming back. If that's not an endorsement of your work, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and as soon as that one guy found out where Escoffier works, now he's like, all right, that's where I'm going, not here.
At the end of the day, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. All we can do is recognize where we get it wrong and do our best to improve. That's all that's humanly possible.
No, I get what you're saying, but what I did to Fermont and to Escoffier, it's unforgivable.
True.
Well, about that, there's someone else here to see you, Chef.
Fermont.
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Fermont? I'm so sorry. I put far too much pressure on you. And the way I stubbornly refused to go and see you after you fell ill. There's no excuse. But I'm too late, aren't I?
Actually, I think I'm going to be just fine.
Huh?
We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature. But after the threat letter came to light, it got Firmin thinking. And then he remembered the tea that Monica used to give him every night. And as it turns out, she was lacing it with Lumiline the whole time.
What?
No way! Doesn't that cause nerve damage?
It can. High doses pose a risk of serious nervous and sensory complications. But if you calculate the dosage carefully, you can control the extent of its effects. A small dose might simply make a person more emotional, whether that mean more fragile or more hot-tempered.
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost your edge.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small. They also fixed me up with some meds and said I should recover in no time.
Already sounding a lot more confident.
Well, that's what happens when you give someone a little bit of hope to cling on to.
There's more. We believe that Firma was likely not Monica's only victim.
You mean she poisoned me too?
That's why she was acting that way?
So that's why Savannah's been so irritable this whole time.
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumiline. That stuff can only amplify what's already there.
Yeah.
So tasty food will seem like the most delicious thing in the world, while food you don't particularly care for will become utterly revolting. So you better make sure you reflect on your behavior and apologize to every single person you've wronged.
I will. I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Why is it that no matter what I do, my Gâteau de Bourg never tastes the same as yours? Is it just... is it because you're a genius and I'm not?
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken, you silly goose.
What? Oh, right, she did say she found it out and it was really silly. I wasn't expecting it to be that silly, though. Is that it?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. There was a half-degree discrepancy between the temperature setting and the actual temperature.
Oh, no. A half-degree discrepancy? That makes no fucking difference. Now, if you'd said a 5-degree, I would have accepted that. That also makes no difference, but it's still, but it's actually, no, I won't say that. That also makes a very small difference, but it's not nothing. But a half-degree? You could have written that better, game.
All the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem, which confused me at the time, but by this point, it's pretty obvious that Monica must have tampered with them. I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course, Monica sabotaged mine so that could never happen.
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was going wrong, and then you pinpoint the problem in just one night? It all comes back to one simple, undeniable truth.
She also spent the entire night and obsessed over finding
I'm just plain old Savannah.
Oh, cut it out! Stop the woe is me act for a second and just think. I came up with this recipe. You don't think that might have something to do with it? Do you know how long I spent perfecting my Gâteau de Bourg? 3 years! 3 whole years! I know this dish inside out, back to front and upside down. And you've been head chef now for what, 6 months? If that? A couple hundred failed attempts, and you're gonna throw in the kitchen towel? And declare you'll never be successful because you're not a genius? You clearly have no idea how many kitchen failures I've had under my belt, or just how long it took me to finally get my recipe to a level I was satisfied with.
Letting the accent
Genius
come out
or
again.
not, everyone makes mistakes. Modeste did, Savelli did, everyone does. You're only a lousy chef if you don't face up to your mistakes, learn from them, and then keep chipping away until you crack the problem once and for all. Surely you haven't forgotten all that. You were no lousy chef back when I handed you the reins.
I haven't forgotten. And I'll make sure I never do.
That's our head chef.
Ha! Sounds like we won't need another changing of the guard in the Hotel de Bord kitchen anytime soon. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
What a perfect ending to a crazy journey. Look how happy
Oh
he is.
yeah, no, I agree with that. One
So you got your
crazy
mojo back
storyline.
now? Yeah. Thanks to you, Escoffier. In fact, no. Thanks to all of you.
Aw, friends again. So nice to see them finally settle their beef.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, maybe not all their beef.
Good. So now that's out of the way.
Ta-da.
It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
You haven't slept.
But that was mostly Monica's fault, wasn't it?
She's not here anymore. She's
Right.
dead.
And also, does it have to be right now? Savannah's only just got her mojo back, and you barely escaped from a death trap.
Yeah.
No excuses. This is a cooking contest between two top chefs, and nothing will stand in its way. So grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is happening today. Right now, this instant.
Hey, so, this whole time you were salty about losing?
Of course she was. Oh, now we get our
Second
scene.
cooking contest commences now!
This time,
Make it
no
fun.
more games, and no holding back.
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like.
So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
We don't get to see that reaction.
The results are in! A landslide victory for Escoffier!
Quite rightly, too. Piece of cake.
Literally. Your tail seems very happy with the results.
Oh yeah, look at that! Savannah looks pretty chipper too, considering she lost.
This wasn't for you, was it? You did this for Savannah's sake.
Now, where were we? Yes. Do you have any more questions for me after everything that's happened?
What are your future plans? You gonna stay at the Fleuve Centre?
I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I said all
When?
this to Savannah before I left. Although, as we saw, I don't think any of it sank in. I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course. But the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a point where it didn't need me anymore. So I decided to step down and look for new opportunities to improve myself.
Improve how?
Well, a while back, I got to know a fellow chef from Liyue, and in her, I saw so many new possibilities.
Really?
She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime
Xiangling.
mucus, lizard tails. With her, nothing's off the table. There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored, hiding away in ingredients we overlook.
I'd forgotten we had a chef character already. Xiangling back in Liyue. And now these two chef characters get to interact. Amazing!
Case in point, remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins? I used them in the cooking contest just now. Did you taste the difference?
What? Paimon didn't notice at all.
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs and figuring out the exact constellation of elements that gave their work its signature taste. And the other half, it lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen. You've got to go out and explore the endless possibilities out there.
Uh-oh. Paimon's suddenly not sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
Well, I'm always down to be your taste tester. You should definitely make Paimon test it. No, yeah. I'm throwing that one.
Don't worry, it's not going to be a free-for-all like in Modeste's time. Before I put anything into my food, I'll obviously do my research, make sure it doesn't contain any harmful substances. In the meantime, take this. It's a recipe for Petit Gâteau de Bourg revised version. I tweaked it to suit your needs as busy adventurers. Hope you enjoy, and remember, feedback is always welcome.
All right! So, do you ever see yourself returning to Hotel de Bourg?
Oh, of course. I've already promised Vanishem that I'll come back every once in a while to make sure the quality of the food remains at an acceptable level.
Good luck to Savannah, I guess.
You know, Paimon's still a little disappointed that we never got to see the treasure of Remoria. Surely Monica wouldn't have gotten drawn in so deeply if it wasn't for all the mystery surrounding the original Gâteau de Bourg. She practically dedicated her life to finding the lost pieces of Modeste's diary. Then went to all that trouble to infiltrate the Hotel de Bourg. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
She sold her soul for a dream, then had a rude awakening. Life's work became a grand exercise in futility.
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, I think I may have figured out the truth. The so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians extracted from Lumitoiles, better known to us as Lumiline.
This isn't a big reveal. I already figured it out.
So then, why all the hype back in the early days of Gâteau de Bourg?
Don't forget, it was a very different era. We could barely even refine sugar back then, so desserts were very much in their infancy. In a world of bland food, it's no wonder that the first thing to really excite people's taste buds took the world by storm. And as for the Lumiline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times. But these days, it's just another drug from the Fontaine Research Institute. Even if Savelli hadn't destroyed it all, I doubt it would be worth that much these days.
So after all that, there was nothing in those ruins but worthless junk.
In that journal.
Feels strange to say it, but Paimon almost feels sorry for Monica. She sacrificed it all only to get nothing in return.
She got exactly what she deserved.
Hey!
Navia!
Huh? Navia? You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out.
You missed the whole
They
cooking
ran
contest.
a special issue. Did you see anything like this down there? Freshly unearthed from the ruins of Remoria. A magnificent jar thought to be over 1,000 years old. Experts say it has immense artistic and historical value. It could be worth an absolute fortune.
It was smashed over someone's head.
Isn't that the jar they used to hold the treasure?
If only it was still in one piece. Some butterfingers must have dropped it or something. It's such a shame.
No Butterfingers here. Treasure above all complete. And we got a recipe. That's cool. I've already done my cooking for the week. But, definitely have that on my list now. All these specialties. Also, we finally got a second, 5-star meal. Look at all this food I've made. I've only really made them in order to, master them. So that we can do automatic cooking. Because I don't use food anymore. Except sometimes I need to revive someone. Because something prevented them from being revived from, what's her name's ability. Yeah. Before now, this was the only 5-star meal, Adeptus' Temptation. But now we got a new one. Cheesy Crab Hot Pot. Its ability is weak, and I think everyone has been disappointed with it. But then again, to me, it's just a thing to check off a list. And, oh, I meant to get a recipe here. Petit Gâteau de Bord, revised version. Also, I grabbed this yesterday and forgot to learn it yet. Fricasse de poulet. Yeah, for this, I only have to cook 20 dishes, and this resets every Monday. So I only do 20 dishes per week. There's a lot of these I don't end up actually getting, to be honest. Because I never fight bosses. Or have a reason to forge any items. But the daily stuff I usually get. Speaking of... the fact that they added that... no, not you. That they added just going around and doing things in the game will complete commissions for you. Very good addition. Means we don't have to do those repetitive quests all the time. And now I get all of this for doing it within the time limit. Nice. So looking at the time, I have like half an hour left that I would usually stream, so I guess we could actually start the main quest. But first of all, I'm gonna hop over here and
Add Astra.
now I did this earlier, but it wasn't time enough for some of the others. There was like 45 minutes left, so I'll send those back out.
Add Astra. Thank you for
Now, before we head over to the next thing, let me check. We have enough for what, one? Alright. Crimes 1 and 2. For the Windbloom Festival back in Mondstadt, we're actually heading back to Mondstadt. Which is... we have not had a reason to come back here in quite a while. The original town. I avoided here doing my shopping excursion. I'm just gonna take a quick peek. No, not you. Flour is what I was after, so I could do a certain amount of stuff. But I tend to, if it is under 100, if I have under 100 of something, I buy out the stuff. 99. Under 100. Still getting it. Most of this stuff doesn't even get used anymore. Cheese definitely gets used. You have a recipe? Excuse me? I should always be looking around after an update to all of the restaurants I can just to get... I'm sorry, a meat NATO? And apple roly-poly. I just want to see what it looks like. Actually, just do it this way. Yeah, I did 20 of these, and then we'll do 5 of those next week, and 15 of these. Roly-poly. Meat NATO. Yeah, it's just rolled up meat. Meat slices. It's probably real good. There it is, the Petit Gâteau de Bord, revised version. Alright, I'll deal with those on my own time. I meant to oh, looks like I didn't have to worry.
Finding someone to chat to would be better than just standing around.
What the fuck? Return to special story mode. I wonder if I should stop now and save this for Sunday. By the way, no stream tomorrow. I won't be here. These usually go for longer than just the 2.5 to 3 hours that a story quest usually does. So let's
Welcome to Mondstadt.
special story mode. That's new. Let's continue questing this. See what this is.
Wow! The city is all decked out! Oh, it's beautiful! Festival season means no commissions, which means no Mora. But Catherine's always looking out for us, so we should still drop by and say hello.
Paimon, we're billionaires. We are seriously billionaires. But I guess that doesn't matter. Sure, let's go.
Greetings, traveler. Paimon.
Hey, Catherine! Still doing the whole no commissions during Windbloom thing?
In general, yes. The people of Mondstadt don't delegate their work to others this time of year. But feel free to take a look around. I think you'll pick up on something unusual.
Take a look around, huh?
It's finally Windbloom. And here I am ruining everything.
You're a bit tired. No big deal. Give it some time. How about doing something fun tonight? We could take a stroll or go stargazing.
Stargazing? Like we'll find a spot. You know people start reserving places on Starsnatch Cliff the moment the sun goes down. Sorry, I'm just not in the mood. I should go.
Whoa! Something's off with Beatrice. She would never give up a chance to talk to Quinn. This is weird.
Oh, you're leaving? I can walk you home.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I just need some time to myself. Besides, there's still something I need to do. The truth is, Quinn, not long ago,
What is it? Is there something wrong?
Never mind. It's nothing. Actually, Quinn, I think we should stop seeing each other for now.
I don't think it's nothing.
Huh? Wait, are you saying we can't be friends anymore? I thought we were best friends.
Did you see that? Beatrice ran off without looking back. Oh, we go adventuring in other nations for a bit, and one of Mondstadt's best friendship stories is already over?
Can't believe it. Maybe they're just working out the kinks?
So, is this what you meant by unusual, Catherine?
This is just one example. Beatrice has been feeling down for days. But that's not all.
Oh, it's the honorary knight in Paimon.
Is something wrong? You don't look so good.
I know a knight should be stronger than this, but I haven't been feeling right lately. I just can't focus. I started sleepwalking out of nowhere. Sometimes I'd even wake up in the middle of the night standing in a random location outside.
You should see a doctor.
I did, but all the tests came back normal. The doctor said I'm fine.
Strange.
Yeah, I even consulted Miss Barbara at the church, but her conclusion was the same. In any case, she was kind enough to pray to Lord Barbados for me to get better. Is it because I saw something I wasn't meant to see? Sorry, this is for me to figure out. It is Windbloom after all. Anyway, I have patrol to finish. Until next time, you two.
Huh. Is it something in the air, maybe?
Never is. Donna.
It appears Miss Donna is also out of sorts.
Oh, where can I find a truly fascinating man?
Wait, but Donna is the one who has a huge crush on Diluc, right?
Donna's also a character I remember the voice actor of. I believe that's Caitlin Elizabeth, aka Boobs McBalrog.
That's what I thought too. But she seems to have changed her mind.
Oh.
Is that
Kaya.
Captain Kaya? Huh. Now that I look at him, he's exactly my type. How come I never felt this way before?
Flipping with people. I'm flattered, Miss Donna, although I do wonder whether that was intended for outside ears.
Oh, no. Of course not. I'm sorry, Captain. Just pretend I didn't say anything. And, have a happy Windbloom.
I intend to, my dear. But first a question, if you don't mind. Why the sudden change of heart? I was under the impression Master Diluc was the object of your affections.
Good question, Kaya.
Yeah.
So, you knew about that? Well, Master Diluc came into the city not too long ago, but when I saw him, it was like the butterflies just weren't there anymore. If I had to compare it to something, it would be like waking up and realizing you're married to a man you don't love. But then I saw you, and it wasn't that something was different about you. I can't really explain it. It was just a feeling.
I understand, and I'm flattered to be able to bring back the butterflies. But I do need to see to some business, so I'll take my leave. It's like, oh, interesting, bye.
Well, surprised to see us?
Not at all. You're exactly the two people I've been trying to find. So, Arlok, Paimon, how have you been? All good? How about yourself and the rest of the Knights of Favonius? The answer to that requires a private conversation. Catherine, do you mind?
Not at all. Have fun, you three.
So, you said you were looking for us.
Yes, Jean sent me to find you when she heard you're back in Mondstadt. But let's discuss the finer details back at headquarters. Herologism. That, was advertised as the name of this, so it makes sense. Also, I kind of hope I got, Kaya's voice down from what I remember. Should I once again remind you all of what Interesting. I guess we're in story-focused mode, so the events are no longer accessible, and neither is the adventuring map. Wonder if once again I should remind you all of the strike that's going on for voice actors, striking for AI protection, which is not only extremely valid but extremely necessary as well. And I support it 100%. That is the reason behind why some characters don't have voices. I will be filling in for them as we are streaming this, and I wouldn't want them to be without a voice, as I would voice any of the unvoiced quests anyway. But I will never be as good as their actual voice actors. At least, well...
Kaya, you found them.
Usually. I've definitely played some games with just not very good voice acting. But in this case, all these characters have long-standing voices, so that's what I mean. Yep, I managed to track them down.
Good. With what's about to happen, it's great to have you in town.
Whoa, headquarters are packed! What's going on?
I've never seen 4 people in the lobby at once.
Honorary Knight Paimon. Oh, it's an honor
Note.
to meet you. I believe introductions are in order?
Allow me. You have Note, captain of the 2nd company. Skiron, captain of the 3rd company. Eula, captain of the 4th company. And me, of course, captain of the 9th company.
Oh, you're all captains?
That's right. Master Jean is waiting for you inside. She'll explain everything.
Jean!
Arlok, Paimon, thank you for coming. Is everything all right? There are tons of people outside. Ah, yes, that would be the captains. You know a few of them already, but I'm sure there are some new faces. I don't remember her voice. I could look up her lines, I guess, that were previously recorded. There have been a number of incidents in Mondstadt. In order to wrap up the case, I gathered all the captains of the Knights of Favonius together to hold a trial.
A trial? But this is Mondstadt, not Fontaine!
I can understand the confusion. You've never participated in one of our trials before. In truth, we haven't had to conduct one in quite some time. Knights of Favonius oversee most matters of law and order in Mondstadt. Of course, in the interest of fairness, major cases are tried jointly with the Church. Under the guidance of Barbados, the Knights uphold chivalric justice in the spirit of our order, and the Church carries blessings and goodwill wherever the wind can reach. And today's case requires a joint trial by both parties.
Which means it's a serious one. So, do you need our help?
Hold on. The group of people we saw in the corridor just now. There was something missing. There was someone missing. Where's Albedo?
Right! He's the captain of the investigation team, but we didn't see him out there.
A keen observation, Arlok. That happens to be why I called you here. The upcoming trial against Captain Albedo, we will do our utmost to understand the facts of this case and deliver a fair and impartial verdict.
Albedo is the one on trial? What did he do?
Jean, it's time. Understood. Arlok, Paimon, come with me. If we get to move, I'm going to listen to their... Nope, we get a scene. Listen to their lines before coming here. Please, sit wherever you like. I only ask that you remain calm, no matter what you hear. I need to head over there. Don't worry, the trial will be fair. Now that everyone is gathered, let us begin. With Grandmaster Varka away from Mondstadt for the time being, as he has been this entire game, I, Jean Gunhilder, will oversee today's proceedings. She has a last name, that's new. Mr. Dahlia, Deacon of the Church of Favonius, will serve as assessor. As representatives of our respective organizations, I will ensure a just verdict in this case.
Oh, that's a new face.
Yeah.
Deacon of the Church. Does that mean he works with Barbara and Rosaria?
The defendant in today's case is the captain of the investigation team, Albedo. Albedo, what did you do? Certain aspects of this case are classified, and it remains uncertain whether the alleged victims are citizens of Mondstadt. As such, this trial is not open to the public. The identities of the victims are still unknown? Strange. If guilt is established in this case, all facts will be made public after the final verdict is delivered. Now, the captain of the logistics company, Miss Hertha, will present the charges. The court appoints Mr. Kaya to speak on Mr. Albedo's behalf. Are both parties ready to proceed? Yes.
Ready to proceed.
Miss Hertha, the floor is yours.
Prior to this trial, the Knights of Favonius, in conjunction with the Church, launched an investigation into Mr. Albedo for suspected murder and unlawful disposal of human remains.
Murder?
Come on, shut up.
A witness stated that, 11 days ago, in the middle of the night, she saw the defendant southeast of the city gates, dragging a large object she later identified as a human body.
Timing is not going to work out.
No. There's no way!
I'm on shut up and listen.
We now call that witness to the stand. Beatrice, please tell us what you saw.
Interesting. Okay. That was what she was about to say, I think. Beatrice, so is that what you were trying to tell Quinn earlier? I beat him to it.
Well, I was out late that night on business. And when I came back, I saw someone in the moonlight that looked like Mr. Albedo. He was dragging a huge bag of some kind.
Hold on. Wasn't it established in a previous quest line that Albedo has a twin? Actually, I think clone would be a better word to use in this case. Twins are clones, but not all clones are twins. And Albedo is a created human, so clone definitely makes more sense.
I thought it was strange, so I followed him. Then, there was a sudden flash of golden light. The bag opened, and inside there was a body. Mr. Albedo's vision allows him to manipulate the ground with ease. So he buried it, and then removed any traces on the ground. Before he left, it seemed like he looked in my direction. Maybe it was just my imagination, but I was terrified thinking he might kill me too. Luckily, he didn't see me.
Now I turn to the defendant. Describe your whereabouts that night. Oh, he's not voiced either? Great. Give me a moment. I'm out of something to drink. I was working in my office on the second floor of the Knights of Favonius headquarters. That's right. The next day, the defendant submitted his latest environmental report on the Dragonspine region. Considering the length of the text, it must have taken a considerable amount of time to finish.
Can anyone attest to the fact that the defendant was working in his office that night?
No.
Then the length of the report is not a sufficient alibi.
This isn't looking good.
If the crime did occur as you described, then what about the body? You mentioned the joint investigation. Well, was the body recovered?
Not yet.
In other words, you dug up the location Miss Beatrice described and found nothing. You didn't find that suspicious?
I know what I saw. I'm telling the truth, Miss Hertha, I swear. Also, didn't you say that speaking out would help protect the people of Mondstadt? Otherwise, I'd never put myself out here like this.
You're doing the right thing. Besides, the investigation wasn't fruitless. A single man's shoe and a torn piece of fabric were found in the bushes near the crime scene. The same location the witness described. If no crime occurred, then is all this just a coincidence?
I mean, if that's all you found, maybe. And yet, no victim has been identified, correct?
It's true. No one has been reported missing. However, Miss Beatrice harbors no ill will toward the defendant. Her testimony clearly points to a crime, and she has no reason to lie.
Does the defendant wish to say anything in response? You may believe otherwise, Miss Hertha, but I did not kill a single person. As a knight and the captain of the investigation team, I have a duty to protect Mondstadt and its people. You accuse me of murder, but there's no body or motive.
The defendant raises an important point. Motive. Yet, I must be frank, not all murders are premeditated. Spontaneous conflict can also have unforeseen consequences. Nevertheless, I don't intend to prosecute this case on circumstantial evidence alone. Which brings me to the second charge against Mr. Albedo.
Second charge?
Please proceed.
7 days ago, at dawn, a witness saw the defendant dispose of the body of an adult male in the area between Dragonspine and Dawn Winery. I now call the second witness to the stand.
Wait, that's...
Diluc Ragnavinder. He has a last name too, what do you know? Please tell the court what you saw. At around 3:30 in the morning, I saw Mr. Albedo dispose of a body beneath a cliff. It was dark, but he used the power of Geo to illuminate his surroundings. Apparently, earth power produces light. From what I could tell, it looked like the body of an adult male, tall and thin, but I couldn't bank out the age. He buried the body underneath the cliff and smoothed out the ground to remove any traces.
We now have accounts from 2 separate witnesses that describe the same modus operandi. Would you call that a coincidence?
I would only inquire as to what Mr. DeLuke was doing in that area so early in the morning. Not the most opportune time for a stroll. Is there such a thing? Dawn Winery is my home. It's not unusual for me to take walks in the area. I just so happen to be in the right place at the right time, that's all. Master DeLuke is a well-respected figure in Mondstadt. I see no reason for him to frame Mr. Albedo. Yet the question remains, where are the bodies?
Before you suggest a lack of evidence, Mr. Kaya, you should know. After the defendant left that morning, the witness found this where the body was buried.
And this is? What looks like the teeth and femur of a human. Now, it does beg the question, if the burial was fresh, why was this all that remains of the body? But I suppose Mr. Albedo is the only one who can answer that. Careful now, Master DeLuke. I do believe I hear a presumption of guilt in there somewhere.
These remains suggest an accelerated rate of decomposition. Considering the defendant's profession, there's reason to suspect that alchemy is at play here. Both witnesses saw golden light, a known byproduct of alchemy. That's how the defendant destroyed the bodies. The light also explains how the witnesses were able to get a clear view of the events in the dark.
So, that's your angle. Alchemy. A logical assessment, but we have a witness of our own. The afternoon before the alleged second murder, Mr. Albedo had a lengthy intellectual exchange with his student Sucrose. The two were in the library until the next morning. Why did the discussion last so long? Miss Sucrose was presenting the results of her research. She noticed some flaws in the data and insisted on reviewing her calculations until the next morning with Mr. Albedo present. That's right. We were in the library together.
You're certain Mr. Albedo was present the whole time?
They really went ahead with producing more content before getting their voice actors back, didn't they? It's rather disappointing. They should have put it off. Said we're not going to release any new content that isn't the events that we already had planned out until we can get our voice actors back. But no. MiHoYo is a shitty fucking company that won't agree to protect their voice actors against having their voices scraped by AI. Sons of fucking bitches. Yes, and I know Mr. Albedo would never kill someone. He could never be that cruel.
Nevertheless, the other witnesses have no reason to lie. Tell me, Miss Sucrose, that meeting in the library, were you awake the whole time? Sounds like a considerable duration to go without sleep.
I
do hope you can be truthful with us. It concerns the safety of countless Mondstadt citizens. A crime like this cannot go unpunished.
I'll take it from here. During our meeting, Sucrose did fall asleep not long after midnight. It's all right, Sucrose. You don't have to lie for me. This is a sacred place of judgment. The truth is paramount. Mr. Albedo? I see. Then I'm afraid your alibi cannot be substantiated. Do you understand? Yes. I know claiming innocence without proof isn't enough. But the prosecution's argument has its own holes. There has been no mention of a motive, or what exact method could reduce a human body to those remains.
No conclusive evidence of guilt. But the witness accounts do match to an extent that can't be dismissed. This is a tricky one.
Allow me to submit another piece of evidence. The investigators intercepted one of Mr. Albedo's correspondences. I will now read the pertinent parts to the court.
no. The envelope does look like it belongs to Mr. Albedo.
I have never abandoned the subject of human research. In fact, delving deeper into Dragonspine has led me to realize that the concept of life could be further expanded and transformed into that of birth. The mystery of human birth is often linked to death. As such, death is the most suitable material for the creation of new life. To that end, we must engage in a process of putrefaction and refinement.
Putrefaction and refinement.
Is that in reference to an alchemical process?
The letter continues. Experimental trials have been carried out in the northwestern part of Dragonspine, and the area southeast of Mondstadt's main gate. The data is as expected. Just as you endeavored to do, I too shall take up the path of creation and break through current limitations to reach a new realm of living beings.
I trust the investigators have confirmed this to be the defendant's handwriting, and that letter makes more than passing mention of putrefaction and refinement.
Correct. Not to mention, the locations indicated in the letter match both crime scenes. What more can we trust than the defendant's own words?
No, it can't be true.
I can't believe it.
A guilty verdict cannot be delivered without sufficient evidence. In order to protect all parties involved, that is what our principles demand. My original assessment was that we lacked said evidence. But now, it seems the only remaining questions are the identities of the victims and the specific alchemical process used in this case.
Huh. And we are in agreement. The evidence is conclusive. On the charges of murder and unlawful disposal of human remains, the court finds the defendant guilty. People in attendance appear shocked. No one can believe a kind and well-mannered person like Albedo could commit such a crime. Jean stipulates that those unsatisfied with the verdict will have time to submit an objection or appeal, but most appear hopeless in this moment. As you watch Albedo being taken to headquarters, you get a strange feeling that something hidden is about to come to light. It all comes back to the letter. A secret that you and Albedo know all too well, but the people of Mondstadt have yet to discover. Hey, there it is.
Why would Albedo do something like that? Oh, this has to be a nightmare.
Albedo told me his secret once, that he was a synthetic human created through alchemy. Could that have something to do with his case? But what? Following in Rhindotter's footsteps just because he's an alchemical creation? That would only make him more suspicious. Well, this took a turn for the worse.
Rosaria! Oh, when did you get here?
I've been here the whole time. I happen to have a message to pass along. For us? Yes, you're needed at Starsnatch Cliff. He's waiting for you there.
Who is he?
You'll know when you get there. Go on now. Time is like the wind. It waits for no one. That was very much not her voice, but her voice is close enough to others that it would have just sounded the same. Story seems related to past adventures. Would you like to quickly go over and review those experiences? Yes, we actually will. For your sakes, though, I think I remember most of it. Also, it's just about the end of stream, so we'll finish up with this before we go anywhere else. Shadows amidst snowstorms. Review. You and Paimon went to Dragonspine to ask Albedo, who was conducting research there, some questions about alchemy, only to encounter a series of strange events. Strange, soft noises echoing through the mountains that could not be traced. The ransacking and theft of alchemical notes of the campsite. Albedo disappearing after a chat outside a cave, but having no memory of the incident. At the same time, Eula encountered Albedo elsewhere in the mountain, attempting to lead a child away, and he attacked Eula upon being discovered. You were able to confirm the presence of a mysterious figure impersonating Albedo. A running battle ensued, ambushing and being ambushed, hunting and being hunted. In the end, Albedo eliminated the giant mutant Whopper Flower posing as him. Yet there were more than 2 people wearing that face on the mountain. That's all they're going to give us, huh? But yeah, no, that does kind of explain it now, doesn't it? So, of course, we need to go all the way up there. I'm kind of amused by the fact that they put it in the correct spot when looking at it from such a distance. But I do believe we will end the stream for now. It is 9 o'clock, just about. And as usual, we will end in front of the Adventurers Guild. Though in this case, it will be the one in Mondstadt rather than Natland. We still have our fire powers, and they're fully upgraded. That. Oh yeah, I forgot about you. They actually let us play the rhythm game just whenever we want by talking to her. I only did it the once when we had the event to introduce it. I could go back and play if I want, but all that gets is there's a leaderboard. And leaderboards are boring to me. Here we are. So we'll just leave it right here.
When you're high up, everyone can hear your voice.
And this is where we will end it for the night. I usually play this off stream anyway, but we're not going to need to since I've already done the daily stuff. But I might hop over and grab something since we got some emblems. Oh, there's also this.
When you're high up, everyone can
You're about to see some stuff pop up. No.
Rebooting.
There we go. So, Twitch event rewards. I don't think that'll give us enough for this. One more, but that's not enough, so I'll just leave it be for now.
When you're high up, everyone can hear your voice.
And we'll see who we can raid. No stream tomorrow. I won't be home. I'll be off having fun with my partner and friends. Early birthday party for 2 o'clock. Let's see. That is not a lot of people online. I think you don't usually allow raids. Nope. I don't think so. You're too big of a name. Means I'm going to send you to... Oh, last time I tried raiding you, you didn't allow it either. Will it work? Shit! Oh no. You don't usually allow raids either. There's only 4 people here. That's also a rerun, so I wouldn't want to send you there. Tara, you usually allow raids, but you're not actually doing it. Just chatting. Says, no video games, only drinking. It works! We can send a raid! Excellent! Okay, well, until next time, this is the Pirate King signing off. Have a good night.